morning guys, Gemma here and back again for another video, and boy have we got a mixture of video games for you guys today, starting in CEX. As the title suggests, this is a high street retro game hunt. We go to two CEXs and we go to a cash converters and actually find some pretty decent stuff later in the video. Now this is the bigger of the two CEX stores over in Nottingham, and typically this store is packed to the rafters with retro game stuff. You know, I kind of go in there and you literally don't know where to look. But I was a little bit disappointed, guys, not gonna lie, a little bit disappointed. And aside from that stuff you guys saw in the very first shop, which was the outer window, there wasn't really much else in. But I'm going to show you guys around anyway, because I'm never going to be biased in these videos. If I think it's shit, I'm going to say it's shit. If there's not a lot of stock, I'll film the fact that there's not a lot of stock. I'm not just going to clickbait it and beef it out and, you know, like, oh, look at this rare game for a tenner. You know, what you see is what you get, and I think that's important because we can all work together and share different information on where to go, where not to go, if it's high street or local. But I'll let you guys judge for yourself. Now let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned, because we're going to take a really good look around this. So PlayStation 2 stuff then, nothing overly jumped out. We got the standard stuff really, cricket games, Colin McRae, basic stuff. I always kind of like to look for the nice little kind of gems like your Silent Hill stuff, but nothing really jumped out. Most of these actually have anyway. A couple of Dragon Ball games, you know, just basic stuff. I don't really know what else to say. As I've said in previous videos, PS2, original Xbox, great time to collect. Absolutely great time to collect. I predict that there is going to be a boom in PlayStation 2 games in about 5 to 7 years time. So, you know, you can get some decent titles if you're trying to build a collection and you don't have any local retro game stores near you, then a place like this or even a charity shop is a great way to build a collection, because things, you know, can vary from like 10 pence upwards for your PlayStation 2 stuff. That's how I built my collection anyway. Now PSP stuff, I'm actually looking for Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I own 2 copies of Origins actually. I need to kind of put one on eBay or something, but I wanted a copy of Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the PSP. I think I gave my copy away quite some time ago to my friend Lewis in Manhattan over in the US. So if you guys have a copy and you want to sell me a copy of Silent Hill Shattered Memories, give me a message over my Facebook group, let me know. I will pay for it, I will pay for the postage, the packaging, everything, and hopefully I can enjoy that because I've been really craving to play it recently. Okay, so fake case alert, fake case alerts. Another one shown right here as well. You can see the reprints, and I don't know if CEX are putting them in the big cases just because it makes it more obvious so people kind of know that it's fake, or if that was just because they didn't have any spare DS cases. I don't know. If there are any CEX employees, let me know. Now inside the store, this was the retro game stuff. Inside, so this wasn't on the outer window, this was inside the store itself. Nothing again really jumped out. Most of it I own. Nothing said buy me, but again I'm showing you guys, right? I'm showing you guys, and I will say right there that original Game Boy for £50 was an absolute rip-off. I believe it was unboxed as well. Usually this cabinet's full as well. This cabinet, like these 3 cabinets that I've just panned around, are usually packed jam full of retro game stuff, and even behind the till, typically in this CEX, there's loads of consoles, there's loads of console variants. I mean, there was nothing. In fact, I think there was a fat silver PlayStation 2 for £70 boxed. Which obviously I didn't even bother with. I think £70 a rip-off anyway, and I already own one, so I was expecting a little bit more. Unfortunately didn't get anything, but when we go to the second CEX, I was blown away to see that they were hoarding Mega Drive and PlayStation 1 and SEGA DREAMCAST stuff all behind the till. It wasn't even on display. You really had to look for it. It was just hiding in the back, and God knows why they were doing that. But again, you guys will see it when we progress in this video. So not a bad selection of Wii games. Super Mario Galaxy was priced pretty darn cheaply, but I already own it. That seems to have dropped in price significantly. And I say dropped in price significantly, I'm talking about high street prices, because obviously high street prices are a lot different to retro game stores, and I think that's fine, I think that's great. It is what it is. I think it's a buyer's market, and if you want a game, you'll pay it no matter what price it is. I always love to support retro game local stores, but there's not a massive amount near me, which is a damn shame. So I do like to do these, as I know a lot of you guys also have that problem when you don't have retro game stores near you and you rely solely on things like CEX. Now we're in the second CEX now, so this is the second one. Definitely a lot more stock in terms of PSP. I'm still looking here for Silent Hill Shattered Memories, but unfortunately they didn't have it, so it's kind of gutted. I know it does, or it can go for a fair bit. I might actually have to look online or contact one of the retro game stores that I know. In fact, I'll probably do that, to be fair. And they did, like I say, they had a lot more stock. We're going to go downstairs after and we're going to show you guys how they were just like hiding Sega Mega Drive games and such like. I was a little bit shocked. I didn't really get a chance to ask them why that was the case, because the queue was massive and CEX really can't seem to get its fucking arse in gear because queues move really slow. I was actually going to buy a game in the window, which you'll see, but I was like queuing and it was taking so long. I just thought, you know what, forget it, I'm out of here. My time's too precious. Now, GameCube, it's actually nice to see a lot of GameCube games starting to resurface. I've noticed at gaming markets, I've noticed in places like this, that more and more GameCube games are starting to come onto the market, which is really nice, because there was a time when GameCube games were actually quite difficult to get hold of, a little bit like Sega Saturn games. You don't see a lot of Sega Saturn games knocking about these days, which is a shame. But yeah, GameCube games are coming out a little bit more. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I always do read your comments, guys, even if I don't reply. In fact, what is the rarest GameCube game you've found on the high street? Let me know. Smash a comment, guys. Go! And have you seen anything in this video that you would buy? Silent Hill 2 Director's Cut at £15, absolute rip-off. As much as some of these PlayStation 2 games are a bargain, some of them are absolutely ridiculously priced. I will say that is insane. But again, nothing struck me. I have all of these, I think maybe bought most of my PS2 collection from charity shops and also from places like this. Super Smash Bros. Melee, that was nice to see, priced at £25. Loved me a little bit of Tony Hawk's games back in the day. Originally, really enjoyed the Tony Hawk's games on the PlayStation 1, but yeah, they've been pretty consistent across all consoles until kind of like the back end of the PS2 days, to be fair. But nonetheless, I think that franchise is well and truly dead now, and Tony Hawk himself said there will never be another Tony Hawk game. So let's go downstairs. I'm going to show you guys what we've got in the window, going to show you the secret stash they were holding at the back, and literally this is it for your internals. Basic stuff. Everybody's got a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3, we got a soccer game, or rather a football game on the original Game Boy, always got a stack of 3DS, DS's, 2DS games in, but yeah, it's like nothing, like that was it. Then outside, Castlevania 4, 60 quid, not a bad price, guys, not a bad price. I wanted that Grand Theft Auto Collector's Edition, that was priced at 20, which I thought was okay. But I went back in and the queue was just insane and nobody seemed to be moving, like nobody seemed to give a crap, so I just kind of left it. Now these clocked my eyes. You'll see a better footage in a minute. I'm kind of shooting through glass They weren't on like sale. I don't know what was going on. We got the PlayStation 2 stuff, Super Nintendo, the Dreamcast, and then your Sega Mega Drive games, which unfortunately weren't out for sale. Don't know why. But enough of the CEX stuff. We dropped down to cash converters, having just had something to eat. Taco Bell. Love Taco Bell, by the way. Just want to say that right now. I love Taco Bell. Thumbs up if you like Taco Bell. Not bad. Not a bad range versus price. I did pick up a boxed Super Nintendo game. I actually own it unboxed. But as with all my Super Nintendo collection, I'm trying to kind of get everything boxed, and then I'll just like, I don't know, vlogs, you know, sell the unboxed stuff. Double Dash at $14.99 compared to CEX's 20 quid, not too shabby. Freedom Fighters, I think I own that. A couple of Vita games, really nice stuff. Prices are super small, super duper small. I was like, some of them you'll see in a minute, because I picked up Left 4 Dead 2 and I could barely make out the price. Like, it was a little bit, it's quite difficult to ascertain prices in these places. Wii stuff is, again, pretty general, pretty generic. You guys can see it for yourself. Tons of 360 games, like tons and tons and tons of 360 games. There's actually a bargain bin at the front with old crappy Kinect stuff just as you come in, and you can barely see the price there, but if you pause it, you will see that it is $7.95, which I thought wasn't too bad for Left 4 Dead 2, but I actually found another copy within all this for like $5.95, so I thought I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to go with that because it's oddly a game that I don't own. I have a couple of unboxed copies of Left 4 Dead, but I don't own Left 4 Dead 2, and it's always going at like £10 to £15 in CEX and game, and I'm like, no dude, just no, absolutely not. But we keep having a good old look through here as well. Spyro, not too bad, $15.99. No, I don't think so. I'll put that one right back, thank you very much. But again, we're going to swing around very, very shortly, guys, and you guys are going to see as the Super Nintendo stuff, some controllers, $19.99 for Skate 3. Nah, scratch that one, so we put it back on the top of the shelf there. Now we do swing around the corner, so we've got some nice unboxed Super Nintendo games. Again, nothing major, nothing glaring, nothing jumping out. Loads and loads of cool little bits and bobs, loads of unboxed DS games, right? Loads of unboxed DS games. And then we've got Uni Rally on the Super Nintendo in reasonable condition, actually, not too bad at $9.99. And then just like a whole heap. I was actually looking for a Wavebird down there. Nothing jumped out there, and these were pretty kind of dirty. But again, if you're in the market for peripherals, check out Cash Converters if you don't live near a retro game store. But if you do, support your retro game store, your local store, and nip on down and pick up some stuff. But we're getting towards the end of the video now, guys, so I just want to say a massive thank you for sticking around. Insert this hashtag into your comments if you've made it this far, and I will see you again on Wednesday for a video. But for now, my name is Gemma, take care, see you soon.